You ever stop and wonder about the stories that might be hiding in, a totally ordinary day? We're going to dive into one of those. Because it turns out, sometimes the most random-looking dates on the calendar, they hold some of the most incredible connections.
I mean, it sounds like the setup to a joke, right? What do a physicist, a codebreaker, and a pioneering mathematician all have in common? You've got this German physicist who totally changed how we talk to each other, an American woman who had to fight just to get an education, and two brilliant mathematicians stuck on opposite sides of a world war. So yeah, what is the connection?
Well, the answer is, it's actually super simple. But that simple answer? It unlocks this whole fascinating web of history. The single thread that ties all of them together is just one date, February 22nd.
Yeah, on the surface, February 22nd, it's just another day on the calendar, one of 365. But as we're about to find out, it acts as this incredible anchor point for the lives of some truly brilliant scientific minds. And their work, it's still shaping our world today.
All right, let's get into it. We're going to start with two pioneers. Now get this. They were both born on February 22nd, just 5 years apart. And they both blazed these incredible trails, but in completely different ways, all connected by that one birthday. And this quote is just perfect, isn't it? That's Heinrich Hertz, born February 22nd, 1857. This is the guy who proved electromagnetic waves exist. I mean, he literally discovered the foundation for radio, TV, Wi-Fi, everything wireless. And he didn't think it would be practical. So even though he was skeptical, Hertz's work completely revolutionized the world. Think about it. Every single time you hop on Wi-Fi or listen to the radio, you're tapping into technology that is built on the waves he first proved existed in his lab. That's a pretty monumental legacy for someone who couldn't see the point, right? Okay, so fast forward just 5 years from Hertz's birth. Same day, February 22nd, but now it's 1862. Ruth Gentry is born over in Indiana. And while Hertz was working his way through the established academic world in Germany, Gentry was about to start a journey that required every bit as much brainpower, but a whole lot more grit.
In her journey, wow, it was just arduous. Gentry's path was anything but easy. I mean, first, she has to teach for 10 years, a whole decade, just to save up enough money to go to college herself. Then she wins this amazing fellowship to study in Europe, but when she gets there, universities in Germany basically tell her, sorry, we don't admit women. Can you imagine? She actually managed to attend some lectures for a semester, but then they revoked her permission. But she didn't give up. She came back to the US, persisted, and earned her PhD in math. She was a true trailblazer, opening doors for so many women after her.
Now that same date, February 22nd, also pulls us into a much darker time in history. We're shifting gears to World War II, and we're going to see the critical role that mathematicians played, but from two totally different sides of the conflict. So, on one side, we have Max Newman, the Allied codebreaker. On the other, Oskar Perron, an academic dissident inside Germany. Now here's the connection. They both died on February 22nd, though in different years. One man was in the UK, literally building machines to defeat the Nazis. The other, he was in Munich, fighting the very same regime, but with ideas and with integrity.
Max Newman's story is it's mind-blowing. He was at Bletchley Park, the top-secret code-breaking hub. He led the section called the Newman Radery, and they developed the Colossus machine. This wasn't just any machine, it was one of the world's very first electronic digital computers. It was built for one reason, to crack the super-complex Lorenz cipher. And what's more, Newman wasn't just focused on the war, he saw the future. He even mentored a young Alan Turing and was absolutely convinced that we needed to build general-purpose computers.
So while Newman is building these massive machines to fight the regime from the outside, Oskar Perron is fighting it from the inside, in Munich. He couldn't build a Colossus, no, but he used his mind, his principles, and his courage as a weapon against the hateful ideology that was poisoning the German university system.
And this quote, this shows you the kind of person he was. He wrote this in a letter back in 1939. He's basically telling a top Nazi official, I can't be honored by a man who has disrespected science and scientists. He just openly called him out. I mean, think about the atmosphere of fear at that time. To publicly choose academic truth over towing the party line, that wasn't just brave, it was incredibly dangerous.
Okay, so let's zoom out and pull all these different threads together. We've got Hertz, Gentry, Newman, and Perron. What does looking at their lives through the lens of a single date, February 22nd, actually tell us?
It really all comes together here, doesn't it?
You see the births and the deaths, all connected to February 22nd. You've got Heinrich Hertz, who gave us wireless technology, Ruth Gentry, who fought for access for women in math, Max Newman, who helped kickstart the computer age, and Oscar Perron, who stood up for academic integrity when it mattered most.
And here's why this all matters. This isn't just a bunch of historical trivia, right? Their stories are woven into the very fabric of our world today. The innovation of Hertz and Newman, that's in the airwaves we use and the computers we rely on every single day. And the courage of Gentry and Parent, that's part of the ongoing story of fighting for equal opportunity and defending intellectual freedom.
So, it kind of makes you think, doesn't it? If one random day, February 22nd, can hold all these incredible stories of discovery, of struggle, of integrity, what else is out there? What other hidden connections are just waiting in the calendar on any given day? Every day holds a whole universe of stories. What will tomorrow reveal?